What is going on, my brothers and sisters? What is going on? Welcome back to my channel, guys. It is your boy SB, and we are in for another segment. Unfortunately, we are here on unfortunate circumstances. Okay, just bear with me. You know, I'm going through some things right now too. So if I'm not making a lot of sense, you gotta bear with me and just pick up what you can. But yeah, so as we all know, we're all living through it day in and day out, hour by the hour, minute by the minute, COVID-19. And so this segment, I'm gonna have a number of different segments on this, but this segment in particular is just gonna be on my thoughts around the whole situation. There's a lot of information around, there's a lot of misinformation around circulating on the internet, and there's also a lot of lack of information that we still yet haven't found out or been made aware of. So for me, this is like a scene out of every horror flick that I've ever watched. I'm a big horror buff, and it's like I watch show after show, and I've been watching show after show, and I'm like, but wait a minute, something ain't right. So that's kind of been my life as of late, is just trying to put the pieces together, just so I can make sense of what the hell is going on, you know. But I'm here in the New York area, and since this whole announcement of COVID-19 in the US, life has definitely been on edge. Now, let me say that, you know, before it was made a big thing in the United States, I was already kind of tuned into social media, Twitter in particular, to just, as I was learning about what was happening in Wuhan. So let's take a step back. COVID-19 is said to originate in Wuhan. There are different stories circulating as to what exactly caused this virus to come about. I think the main story that's circulating, and let me just take a step back further before I even get into that, because I want all my Chinese, all my Asian friends to know that I am in no way supportive of the racism, discrimination that is being faced by the Asian community right now, and I'm not for naming this virus a Chinese virus, Chinese flu, the Wuhan pneumonia. I'm not for that, because there's still a lot of uncertainties, there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered regarding the situation and how we even got here, right? So I'm not going to point the fingers and say that it's the Chinese, it's the Japanese, it's Korea. So with that being said, you know, what a lot of people believe, or you know, a lot of what's circulating, is that this virus originated in Wuhan in a open market, seafood market, a very much a hub for, you know, goods in Wuhan. And the story that's being told is that, you know, given the culture that exists in China, where they are very much in tune with eating all different types of foods, all different types of animals, you know, hygiene is definitely something that people question from a Western perspective. And the story ended up being that, you know, there were these bats that were being eaten, and you know, they had this virus, this coronavirus, that was contaminating other animals, contaminating other things that people were eating in that area, and then those people got sick from eating bats and contaminated animals. That's a plausible story. It's a plausible story. I'm gonna give it to you, you know. That is a plausible story. It's very easy to say that Chinese people have customs that are very different from ours, and because we don't follow those customs, they have to be wrong, and they are creating diseases. Without taking into consideration that the bubonic plague, most of the most outrageous plagues that the world has ever had to deal with, seemingly all have originated from Europe. So, I don't think it's absolutely fair that we immediately target Chinese people for being the originators, because again, we don't know. That's not the story that was confirmed by China. It is a story that America's running with, but there's also other information going out viruses for whatever reason you want to believe they were creating viruses for. And the strange thing about this particular lab is that it was once owned by the United States, us. We once also had a part in that lab before it became solely Chinese run, or however you want to put it. So, given that we also had our hands in that lab, is it not possible? So, those are two stories that are kind of circulating the web, and for me, I really don't have the energy or the time to just invest into like which story is true, which story is not true. I think this is the age of like information, and you as viewers, you as citizens, as people, wherever you're viewing this from, have to look at all the information that's out there and come up with your own opinion. I'm not here to voice my opinion on what it is. I'm not here to give you an opinion on what it is. I'm just saying that these are two stories that are circulating regarding how this virus came to be about. And so there's also the story of, the Chinese becoming aware of this virus as early as November of last year. There was a doctor who was seeing a whole bunch of patients come in with these symptoms and a lot of deaths happening, and he alerted the people and he was silenced. But we know that China's government is a communist government. There's no freedom of speech, there's no freedom of press, there's no privacy, freedom of communication, anything like that of those sorts. So what people believe is pretty much what the government tells them, and the government did not tell them anything for months. So it wasn't until January things went out of control, and we saw what was happening on that the government took immediate and drastic radical actions to get a hold of that situation and, increase the safety for its people. And then time is passing, we're seeing the virus spread in other countries. We're in our domain, the US, and not seeing anything happen from government. And so, to me, my opinion on that part, as far as the safety of the American people, is that we're not quick to respond. We're not prepared to respond, really. China is the supply chain for most of the world when it comes to goods that we consume. As soon as their factories and workers and way of life shut down, it immediately impacted us all. But we still didn't take the actions to make sure that we were safe. And now, fast forward, we're in March, and way of life is very different because of our government's failure to take swift action and protect its people. So where we are now is, there's a curfew in New York, there's curfews in New Jersey, there's curfews in Connecticut. San Francisco's on a total lockdown. I think Seattle's also on a total lockdown. And I think we can expect more of that to come. When I say total lockdown, I mean you cannot be outside without a written permission slip from the government stating that you have official business or reason to be outside. That is pretty damn drastic. I'm just like, whoa, hold up, slow down, please, oh God. Because to me, as a black man, my freedoms are already infringed upon. When you tell me that there's possible martial law happening, it's like, oh nah, we gotta figure this out. So I envision this Shelter-in-Place Act that's in effect in San Francisco will spread to other states. It's really up to the local government, but it's also up to federal government as well. And in New York, it's pretty much a ghost town. People are not out as much anymore. There's no way to really socialize with people. I've been quarantined in my room for days now. I'm working from home remotely, which is a blessing. Which shifts me to the other part of the conversation also. What is life like? How is this impacting the broader community? Well, pretty much, if your job requires you to be face to face every day, for instance, you're a bartender, you're a waiter, you're a hotel concierge. Lots of these types of jobs are eliminated already. People have already lost their jobs. People work in gyms also have lost their jobs. So this is immediately impacting our economy. It's impacting our way of life. Job security for anyone is no such thing. We already didn't have job security as millennials. Like, we know that, right? But now job security is a real issue for some people, including myself. At any moment, people can say, hey, we don't have the resources to have you, or we don't need you at this point, because business is just not there. So these are real issues that we're now having to face, and on top of that, we're having to adjust the way we socialize. We're having to adjust the way we go about our normal day-to-day. There's possible food shortages that can happen down the road, and those are real concerns that I have at the moment. And I want to definitely put my heart out to anybody who's already lost a job, people who are in transition or were in transition to new jobs and those jobs fell through. Like myself, I was in transition for a great job, multiple great jobs, and unfortunately this has impacted me in that way to where I have to repivot and think about what's next and think about survival. Survival mode kicks in. I'm from the Bronx, so I'm always in survival mode, just to let y'all know, but right now it's this is different types of survival. I've never really had to think about it in this way. So there's a lot on my mind about just what's next, what is the future going to look like, how is life going to be, because if this is as grave of a disease as the media makes it to be, and that's one point that I also want to touch upon, that we shouldn't feed too much into the paranoia, into the news. Because at the end of the day, remember folks, news, media, always has its own agenda. The primary one being to make money. That's always going to be at the top of the list. It doesn't matter if we're in war, a crisis, if there's flooding, economy is collapsing. Their number one goal is to always make money, but they also have an influence in what they put out into the world and what people consume and choose to believe. So again, it's up to you to not just read one source, read all the sources, actually listen to what people are saying. Listening to what people are saying and how they're saying it is very critical at this time, because things can be interpreted in a multitude of different ways. So you just definitely want to listen to what people are actually saying, but also supplement that with reading, share ideas with other people, bounce ideas off of one another, What do you think is going to happen if this happens, These are the types of conversations we now have to have. And with that being said, there's so much going on, paranoia, try not to get into it, definitely try to build up your immunity, social distancing is definitely critical to this. The virus is very real. If it's blown in proportion, it's still very real, and if we don't address it, it can get very much out of hand. It can definitely impact not thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but millions of people around the world. Those are preliminary numbers that people are already circulating about what will happen if we don't social distance, if we don't seclude one another, and it's very possible that if we don't take action swiftly, those things will definitely happen. So, but with that being said, I think one thing that this virus has, there are a number of things that this virus has, this situation has opened my mind to. Number one, the importance of family and communication. I've been having my phone here at my side all the time, and it's been about a mobile FaceTiming, and I'm not a FaceTime type of guy unless we're linking and we good like that. And you shorty, and yeah, I want to see you shorty. That's a different type of situation. But I don't mind FaceTiming friends, family, even people I don't really talk to that often. Like, it's been a lot more about trying to be connected, like staying connected. very key in this point in time. The second thing that this has made me kind of reflect on is the importance of money in this whole situation. And I know I'm kind of speaking from somewhat of a privilege because I don't have any student debt. I do work a job currently, hopefully stay that way, that, you know, allows me to survive and have discretionary income left over. And it's really making me consider, like, should I even be thinking about work, or should I be thinking about trying to survive, trying to find a different way of life, going somewhere else outside of the United States completely and just like chilling out? Because I think this situation has forced us to slow down in a way that we never would have had it not happen. We're all on the go. We're all thinking about what's next. Like, how can I make that next move? How can I finesse this? You know, how can I get the bag? And it's like, the bag chase is not everything. That's just, in this situation and where we are right now, the bag chase is not the end all be all. There is more to life. And love is important, friendships are important, family is important. I've definitely been keeping the contact and the communication open between them. We're all social distancing, but you know, that line has definitely continuously been open. But it's made me want to slow down and just like really think about what's next, because there's so much uncertainty, and it's very important that we stay vigilant throughout this entire situation. Understand what other laws are being passed in the government, like what else is Trump trying to do, what else is you know, Congress trying to push forward as far as bills, because those can be things that kind of slip through the cracks that impact us that we may not even know because we're so focused on what the media has us focused on, which is this pandemic. So you definitely need to stay on your P's and Q's, pay attention to, you know, what's going on in your local community and the broader community, internationally, because it's all, if everyone's shutting down, this is impacting us all. So we're all making moves for the best interests of each other's countries. So it's kind of like somewhat of a Cold War. If you think about it, between US and China, we're still not on good terms. Even throughout this, we're still not on good terms. And there's also an oil war going on at the same time between, you know, the US, Russia, and China, and Saudi Arabia. Who's going to be the number one leader in oil production? Prices are down now, but that's not going to be forever. Production is a big key component to it, and neither Saudi Arabia nor Russia is on the U.S.'s side. Whether I particularly care about oil prices, I'm not going to say, but there's also larger things going on at hand, so it's important that we stay in the loop. And most importantly, your health, your mental health. Let's start with that. We are confined in our houses, apartment buildings, day in and day out. As it is now, you can still step outside and get some fresh air. Make sure once a day you step outside, you take a walk. You see the sunlight, let the sunlight hit your face. Let the fresh air hit your face. You know, sun exposure and fresh air is a key to like staying sane. You know, that's why even in prisons, people go outside if they can, if they have that right. They go outside and have recreation, you know. Also part of, you know, your well-being is staying fit. Don't let the depression get to you. If you're feeling depressed, talk to somebody. So moving back to the physical fitness aspect, you know, do some light workouts, stay active, do your squats, you know, resistance bands. I have resistance bands, those come in the clutch. I use those every day. I do yoga in the mornings, you know, I kind of set a schedule. I organize my day in that sense because otherwise it will be very unproductive for me. And setting that schedule is definitely helped me kind of like keep my mind on something and have goals to still achieve. I think this downtime, lastly, is a way for us to brace ourselves for the future. And what I mean by that is, You know, life is definitely going to look very different. I don't know how different it's going to look, but it's going to look very different. I don't know what it is in particular that's going to be different, but it's going to be very different because of this virus and the caution and precautions that every country is going to want to take to mitigate further, infections. So that means it's time to build skill sets, new skill sets. The old ones may be sufficient for the short term, but in the longer term, I foresee a lot of roles moving to, being automated, moving towards being, remote, moving towards being tech-driven. So maybe this is the time to, not only build that business plan that you've been thinking about, but build that tech set of skills that can, expand your business and also help you get any residual income in the long term or the short term, depending on what your goals are. So me personally, I am taking some tech courses. I want to learn coding, I want to learn programming, and I want to build that skill set for myself because I think that this is a good time for it, so why not? And, if you're someone, to wrap this up, if you're someone that is, feeling alone in this process and in this crisis, I just want to extend my arms to you, extend you guys a great big hug. If you feel like you need to talk to someone, feel free to reach out to me either on here or my Instagram at SB the one, THEONE. My bad, y'all. I got a call. Give me 1 second. We're trying to stay in touch. You feel me? So yeah, if you are feeling down, or you're feeling depressed, or you're feeling alone, just know that, a lot of us are feeling the same way. And again, leverage some of those things that I mentioned earlier to keep yourself sane, to keep your body, fit, build that immunity up, take your vitamins, and I'm feeling good. And that's it, guys. I'm gonna have another segment on this and talk about something different. In the meantime, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this with your friends and your family. Watch it on the big screen. And thank you. Tune in soon. All right.